Hey everybody, so today we'll be turning this jersey into a corset two-piece and skirt set. As you can see, this is how it will come out looking. So let's get started. So I'm using a pre-made corset that I got off Amazon as the base of the corset. This is one way that you can do it, or you can make it from scratch, but my client sent me inspiration with this method with the pre-made corset. So now I'm just gonna start by cutting the front of the jersey down the middle, because this is gonna serve as the front of our corset. So I'm just gonna cut it down the middle so I can prepare it to be placed on the front of the corset. Now I'm cutting the back. This back panel will serve as the front of our skirt. I typically use a more stretchy fabric on the back of the skirt just for fit purposes, to get like a more accurate fit on it. So I'm just gonna cut this back piece off. Now I switched, I start using my electric scissors. I'm like, as Eric with scissor hands around here, we got multiple scissors on deck. So yeah, I'm just separating it from the back, as you can see. Y'all might want to get y'all some of these. I got these as a gift for my birthday, actually. So yeah. So now I'm folding the skirt piece in half. Now I'm gonna use my ruler stick, my meter stick, to make it the length I want it. I typically do about 15 to 16 inches. So I'm marking it at 15 and a half. And then I'm about to cut it across. So this is gonna give me the desired length I want. We're also gonna add a waistband later on, so it'll give it a little bit more length, maybe another extra inch and a half. So now I'm preparing to cut the waist part of the skirt. So I'm just measuring with my client's measurements. So now I'm cutting the waist, and I'm freehand cutting this. Y'all can use a pattern or like a pre-made skirt or dress, or the bottom of a dress. I just do this so much, so I'm able to just freehand cut it. So now we have our front skirt piece, as you can see. Now let's move on. So now I'm back to the corset. I kind of work a little all over the place, so y'all gotta bear with me. So now I'm placing the corset, the front of the jersey on the front of the corset. So now I'm folding the fabric so I can sew it at the bottom. So I'm just pinning it in place for easier. So and how I cut the piece, I lined it up on the corset on top of the jersey to get the shape I wanted. So now I'm getting the other side together. You see, I'm just playing around with it, and I cut it longer so it'll have more length on it, just in case I'd rather cut it longer than shorter. So now I'm at the sewing machine, and I'm just sewing the bottom where I was pinning at in the previous clip. I sped it up, y'all. My sewing machine ain't that fast. It's just sped up, but as you can see, I'm sewing. I put the pins a little higher, so I wouldn't hit them as I'm sewing, but now you can see I'm taking them out of my way. So I've been doing this a while, so I kind of just play around with it. But if you're a beginner, you want to kind of stick by the book. Make sure you use your pins, and just take them out as you go. So I'm just securing this the corset, the front piece, by stitching it, just doing a straight stitch, a basic straight stitch. So now I'm adding I'm trimming the top with like the armhole band that was on the jersey, because it gives it a cleaner look. It just looks better, and it gives it more of a design element. And I was trying to preserve that jersey sign, so this kind of, you see, I'm trying to make sure that the Jordan sign, I think I said jersey sign, I meant Jordan sign. Making sure the Jordan sign is still showing, just as another design element. And like I said, I'm moving my pins out the way as I'm sewing, and we're using a straight stitch. And also I'm using the Brothers sewing machine as well. So now this is the back of my skirt. So the front of it is blue and the back is white. The corset is like that as well. So I cut an identical piece as the skirt. I just laid the white pieces on there, but I'm doing a seam down the back. You don't have to do it that way. I just did it that way because I was running out of fabric, so I had to cut it a certain way. So yeah, I'm sewing using a zigzag stitch this time, because it's stretchy, so I use zigzag stitch on stretchy fabrics. As you can see, I've sewn it together. That's my seam. Ooh, excuse me. So now I'm sewing the the front of the jersey and the back of the in that white piece that I just did. That's the back of the skirt. I'm sewing both of the fronts and backs together. So you're just going to do side seams down both of the sides. Again, I'm using a zigzag stitch, and I also zigzag the excess fabric. I'm not sure it's going to be shown in the video, but I zigzag the excess fabric to give it a cleaner look. Now I'm attaching the waistband. So the front of the waistband is made out of the armband, in which I trimmed the top of the corset with, and the back of the waistband is made out of it's the white fabric that the back of the skirt is from as well. So I'm zigzag stitching the waistband on, because like I said, use a zigzag stitch for stretchy fabrics, because if you use a straight stitch, it'll pop. So you can see like the finished result of how I zigzagged it, and I cleaned up the edges, so I zigzagged over my excess fabric as well. It gives it a clean, like serger type look. So yeah, my waistband is attached, my skirt almost done. We just gotta add the eyelet trim to the front. Just showing y'all how it look good, how it's clean. So yeah, now we're gonna do the cutouts where the eyelet trim will be. So you see I'm drawing the shape that how it's gonna be cut out. So I'm gonna fold it in half, because it'll help me cut it accurately and identically on both sides. I did the shape for y'all again. It's gonna be like a V. And I'm using my electric scissors. It's an easier cut with them. So once again, I'm just doing my cutouts. I'm gonna put eyelet trim inside of these inserts that I'm cutting out. It's gonna be eyelet trim, and it's gonna string up with parachute cord. So as you can see, I did my cutouts, so my eyelet trim is gonna go. Now I've got my eyelet trim. I got this off Amazon as well. Yes, I love Amazon. So I'm measuring it, and then I'm gonna cut to get my and I need 4 of these. So I cut it to the length of it, and I did a little extra with, like, not where the eyelet was, but I did a little extra where the twill fabric is, so I can have room to sew. As you can see, I'm going to sew it to make a triangle shape, because that's how my cutout is. So I'm just sewing a straight stitch down, and you're going to sew it at like a diagonal angle, not a straight angle, but a diagonal angle, to create the triangle shape. Did my back stitch to secure my stitch in there, use a straight stitch. And you can see I have my triangle. I sewed it at a diagonal, not straight down, but a diagonal to create a triangle. So now I'm going to input that inside of the seam. So after I input that, I'm pressing my seams where I sewed the eyelet trim, just so it could be a nice flat look. You can see this is how it comes out after you sew it. I did both sides. That's the back with the stretchy fabric. Oh. You know, you got to burn your the ends of your parachute cord, because once you cut it, the inside that makes it like holds the shape of the parachute cord, it'll start coming out. So you burn the ends to secure it. So I'm just stringing up. I'm gonna have to string up both sides. And after both sides is done being strung up, excuse my language, it went from this just jersey to a corset 2-piece. That's how y'all do it. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. I know I left a few steps out, but I hope y'all got the idea of it. Until next time.